see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm trying to find my own identity here for a Homebrew Wednesday intro. I can't steal Wally Facts. He's got a really good one, so we'll keep trying different things because that wasn't it. First of all, let me get to what's important. I'm not drinking any beer right now because I've already had one for dinner, and later Tyler and I are supposed to be re-attack on our native transplant simulcast tasting, so don't want to pound myself with beers and not get the full effect of the native transplant, because I'm looking forward to tasting his. It's going to be very exciting. But Tyler did. I told you Tyler sent me a beer mail. He sent me some cool stuff like 3 Foyt's Zombie Dust and New Glarus Moon Man, and he also sent me a New Glarus Spotted Cow. Drank all those things, and they were all freaking phenomenal. Didn't get reviews because I wanted to just sit back and enjoy them. I do have all of Tyler's homebrews, and I'm going to start doing those reviews shortly, along with some others that I got from Elder, and I still have a couple from Mike Williams. And Mike, hope you're recovering. I know you had some kind of knee or ankle, I think knee surgery, another knee surgery on your leg. Hope you're feeling better. Raging Goat Brewery, how's that? Hope you're doing well and your pain has subsided, and lay off those painkillers, man. They do evil things to your body. So get well soon. Look forward to seeing you back on the brew circuit brewing. I'm not far behind you, so that's kind of what the meat is of this update. Is my brewing days are numbered. Now that said, I started brewing, man, it must have been the first week of January, and I've been going strong ever since. I've been brewing, if not every week, every other week, and I've been following my goal of brewing other people's recipes, doing collaborations, and every once in a while. Matter of fact, I only think I've done one Mike Dean pure recipe since January. I started out with Dropkick Nate. I'm gonna have to go back and look through my videos, but I started out with Dropkick Nate, then I did Vernal Equinox, then I did a collaboration beer with Tyler, then I did another Vernal Equinox. I think I'm missing something here. Did another collaboration beer, and now most recently I've got a very hazy, aka very much like the harbinger of haze, Ryan Lewis. I have a New England style IPA that is in the fermenter right now, and you'll see some brew footage from that I did this past, I believe it was Saturday. Awesome brew day. It was just a lot of fun. There was a buttload of hops that got thrown all in at the last minute. I think I did like a half ounce of Magnum at the very beginning of the boil, and then everything else came in at the Whirlpool. And it was a ton of hops at the Whirlpool, and I've done a ton of hops at the first dry hop edition into like day 3 or day 4. So this is way off my freaking comfort zone. It's not typical Mike Dean brewing style, and so far I did a sample. I've dropped about 24 gravity points a couple of days ago, and the smell was a tropical fruit bomb. So I'm looking forward to what that's going to come out. But anyway, I did do a Mike Dean pure recipe. I did a Vienna lager that I'm doing for that Shenandoah Homebrewers Club Hot Blossom competition. So bottled that up last night. Got some beer mails to send out, and yeah, so that, wow, I just got you caught up. So unfortunately, back to the medical piece. Like Mike just had his leg cut open for the second time. I am about to have my neck, not about, but in a couple of weeks from now, I will have my neck cut open again. Went and saw the neurosurgeon this week, and although the surgery they did initially, which had a scar on this side, which took care of what was going on the left side of my body, that has not been a problem again. It was fixed. It's been fixed. It hasn't had any recurring symptoms, but unfortunately the problem has now shifted to my right side. The doctor looked at the test results and said, you know, you're kind of screwed. You've got jacked up arthritis on every single neck in your, or every single vertebrae in your neck. So right now certain vertebrae are giving me a problem over here. So they're gonna have to go back in, cut me on the other side, and fuse 3 vertebrae together this time. They're gonna take off the plate that they put in before, and then do all the stuff they gotta do, and then put a plate in and fuse 3 different vertebrae. So cool thing, and I think somebody brought this to my attention, not sure if it was, I think it was Aaron Gross, said, hey, look on the bright side, you can still play Batman. And he sent a little GIF image of you know, the Batman with a little stiff neck costume. So there's that. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. And I hadn't thought about that. And that's kind of a cool way to look at it. But you know, it kind of sucks because I gotta be out of the brewing scheme for a while. And I think I gotta look at the timeline. But I know SJ Pour competition for 2017 or 2018, whatever, you know, or whatever the current year is, was just announced, and it's just like this 3-level brew a different beer thing, which I am so excited about. But I don't know how the timing lines up. If I'm going to have surgery in about 3 weeks from now, and yeah, exactly 3 weeks from now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be capable of brewing in time to meet all the gates for the SJ Porter challenge competition. So I got to look closely at that. I'll go back and, you know, I don't know, maybe I got some home brewers that are not that far away from me. Maybe I can conscript some help to, you know, help me. I really don't want to miss it. I love that competition. It's my kind of the high point of the year. So anyway, so that's all the updates with me. I got some beer mails to send out. Chris from Brick and Mortar Brewing, I've got your beers all ready now, and gonna package those up probably tomorrow and ship those out tomorrow evening. Again, tonight I'm doing the tasting with Tyler, and then we're gonna do it quickly because Tyler's team and my team are playing each other right now in the playoffs for the Stanley Cup Finals, and his team is up 2 to my team's 1 in the series right now. We beat them in overtime the night before last, so tonight is a reattack. Anyway, that said, I'll go ahead and end it here. I've given you guys probably more than you care to know about the Dean's List. Yeah, looks like I had a really good brewing year going since January, and now it's May. I have been brewing my ass off, doing some I think some pretty good brews. I don't think I've had a bad brew yet in the year. I'm pretty excited. I got another collaboration beer that's going to be going out to a lot of you guys in this collaboration competition. I am freaking pumped about it. Josh Hoover and I have really put together, I think, a pretty damn good beer. His is a little bit different than mine is, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it nonetheless. Anyway, I'll cut it there. Hey, have yourself a happy homebrew, and have a very, very, and if you haven't had a spotted cow, you should try one of those. Have a very, very happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's an early start for the Dean's List. Just about 8:15 in the morning, and I am about this far into my sparge. I'm trying to do a New England IPA. I'm trying to do a New England IPA. Initial running was 1092, so it might not be a 7.1% beer. Trying to keep the haze. I mashed it at 158 for about, 45 minutes or so. And the weird thing is, I used 3 pounds of flakes together, 2 pounds of flake barley, and 1 pound of flaked oats. And I've used flaked grains before. I don't have the bag with me, but these flakes, and maybe it's because of the amount I used, when I did the underletting, it didn't work. The underletting came in, but it's like it compacted a big grain cake and just floated on top of the water. So I had to take my mash paddle for the first time and actually break up dough balls, which I've never had to do before. So I guess all those maybe it's a flake barley. I've never used flake barley before. I've used flaked oats and that hasn't happened. So maybe that's what the flake barley did. So it was looking a bit hazy, which is what I'm shooting for. So I've got a huge hop schedule. I'm gonna crush it and then super dry hop, probably 5 or 6 ounces of hops in the dry hop stage. So and I'm gonna try to do like they said for put in the first hop addition kind of towards the end of primary fermentation, and that brings out flavors or something in the yeast that you want in a New England IPA. So I'm gonna try to time that too. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. Cheers, guys. Not only did I start early, but the reason I started early is because I've got some here. I'll show you what I got going on. We're gonna put ACs down here in the basement. So there's gonna be one unit that goes right there above the refrigerator, and this refrigerator really is my fermentation chamber. But we have to. Sorry, let me turn some lights on here. In order to do that, we have to add an extra AC panel. Here's our main panel right here. Let me get this little sub panel. They added that sub panel whenever they did my electric brewery to add the 40 amp circuits. But they're going to have to redo the panels because they have to add a couple of, I think they're 20 amp circuits. And then they're going to leave us enough circuits open so that when we finish our attic upstairs, we're turning into our daughter's room. We'll have enough space. So those guys are going to be here at 1 o'clock. So I got to be finished brewing so they can start messing with the power and not cut me off. So anyway, cheers. Not only did I start early, but the reason I started early is because I've got some here. I'll show you what I got going on. We're going to put ACs down here in the basement. So there's going to be one unit that goes right there above the refrigerator on here. In order to do that, we have to add an extra AC panel. Here's our main panel right here. Let me get this little sub panel. They added that sub panel whenever they did my electric brewery to add the 40 amp circuits. But they're going to have to redo the panels because they have to add a couple of, I think they're 20 amp circuits. And then they're going to leave us enough circuits open so that when we finish our attic upstairs, we're turning into our daughter's room. We'll have enough space. So those guys are going to be here at 1 o'clock. So I got to be finished brewing so they can start messing with the power and not cut me off. So anyway, cheers. And it's hot break. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Smell that? Okay, so I just started the whirlpool. Okay, so wow, look at this foam coming up. So I've been whirlpooling now for about, I don't know, about 10 minutes, and I've dropped down to just a couple of degrees higher than 200. I want to get to at least 200 before I add the hops so I don't get too much bitterness. But man, this foam is kicking. It's got to be the flake barley. Okay, so we're in the final stage here, doing the whirlpool. I just put the hops in. It's going to sit in there for 20 minutes. I let it cool down to right around 200, and man, I tell you, this smells heavenly. This is wow. I think it's going to be good. Cheers. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? Man, does this thing smell good.